Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Lisa Ware, Senior Group Leader. And today we're doing a bit of a follow-on to our Yessave team coaching. We are moving over to handling complaints, cancellations, rejections, not by customers, but this time by partners. All right. And I would say that this is the stuff where you show your mettle. This is where you're either a person that can't cope with anything slightly in terms of rejection, and if that is the case, then network marketing is probably not the right vehicle for you, because in order to get the yeses, we have to put up with a lot of no's. Is it just me that gets lots of those no's? Yeah. Okay. I get lots of them. Now, what I'm going to try and do is such a massive topic, this, that I can't possibly do it justice in 30 minutes. All right. But what I can do is give you some really good ideas here. So, invariably, if you recruit someone and they don't get going, then they were never going to get going. All right. That's just a fact. They were never going to get going. All right. Um, Hang on a minute. We've got somebody that is not on mute and we can hear them, which is not good. Oh, God, why do they do this to me? Right, I'm muting everyone. Sorry, guys, that will be in the recording. Apologies. Right. Okay, so I have brought in a lot of partners, guys. It is not just customers. I've brought loads in. In fact, it's hundreds. Do you know that? Over this last two decades plus, it's hundreds I've brought in. How many have got going? Not a lot. So what's the reality? For me, probably about 1 in 10. Now, if that figure hurts you, get used to it. It's real. Because there's a lot of people want to earn money and they don't want to do the work. That's a fact. I'd say that that was pretty much the same in Jobland. In Jobland, you've been there, you've walked into a restaurant where it's quite clear that a member of staff doesn't really want to be there. They're perfunctory. They are just performing their role without any kind of enthusiasm, without any joy. Yeah. And really, they shouldn't be there. And that's because there's a lot of people that are doing things that they don't want to do. A lot of people actually think the world owes them a living. Sorry if I'm treading on anyone's toes here, but I'm saying what I know. Believe me, I've got a family member that's definitely in that category. Okay. So I know about this stuff. So what should we be doing? Well, look, guys, we're meeting people all the time. And in fact, one of my team has just recruited someone earlier on this afternoon. And she kept to exactly what the training says, which is just, do you know what? Offer the opportunity, perhaps show them something, let them see a few things, answer a few questions. And if they say, oh, that looks good, we'll sign them up. Now, does that mean they're going to be absolutely amazing? No, not at all. I promise you that a lot of people will come on board and even though the training is ridiculously small, I'll tell you what, it really actually, it annoys me that it's down to 15 minutes. And I'm sorry, but saying yes and no, I don't have a criminal record and stuff like that is not training. Okay. Once upon a time, um, people used to join, they filled in a long form, they paid £200, me, and you had to give up almost a day of your work and go and drive to a hotel where they would capture you for about 7 hours, 6 hours to do what was called getting started with a break in it. And then you were expected to stay on, have a bit of something to eat, and stay for 8 o'clock for an hour's presentation in the evening. And we did that. But I'll tell you what I think it did do. It certainly sorted out the wheat from the chaff. All right. Because there were the odd partner that would get up in the middle of the training and walk out. But I tell you what, they were never meant to be there in the first place. And now, if you get people that are struggling to prioritize half an hour to watch 15 minutes of videos and answer a few questions, if they can't prioritize, there's the word, half an hour to do that in 48 hours of signing up, you should have signed them up. No, no, no. They're not ready for this. Timing's wrong, whatever. So why is it often so hard? I'll tell you why. Because in reality, timing is everything. People very much, you need to capture them at possibly the right time in their life when they might be not even consciously, but subconsciously thinking, I'm fed up with being fed up. Okay? Do you understand that saying? I'm sick of being tired. I'm fed up of having no money. Oh, I really need a change. I'm fed up that the boss is at me. I really shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I know there's more to life than this. There's got to be. Now, what I'm throwing at you is statements that this stuff goes on in people's minds. Do you know the best time to capture people to join is January? Because after a whole year, people kind of make some resolutions, they call them, don't they? And it's often that when they have their break through Christmas that they think, I'm really hacked off with life. I'm hacked off with my job. I'm hacked off with my boss. I can't stand my colleagues. I don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing. And why you see so many people looking for a new job in January is it's like it comes to a head. But in reality, throughout the year, this is happening to loads of people all the time. And it's in the wheel of life, it's whereabouts we pick them, we choose them. Okay. Now, if you meet somebody that's just taken on a brand new job and they've already got a couple of kids, and yes, perhaps the money won't be as good as they want it, or they're not, they've taken this job because, to be honest, there was nothing better. And I am hearing from people all the time, because I do job fairs, that they actually often send out 150, 200 applications. And it's like, it's really hard out there to get a job. I don't know if any of you are realizing that, but it is. I'm really glad I don't have to get one, because I wouldn't want one for all the tea in China. I'm unemployable. I wouldn't like to have to fit round other people's holiday, to fit round only 5 weeks holiday a year, to be told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. I couldn't cope with it. So what we've got is freedom of choices. Can you make a note of that? We offer freedom and choices. Now, it is wonderful, but you've got to catch people at the right time. So if they've just started a brand new job, do you think they're going to be in the right mindset that they're going to prioritize some time for doing and learning something new when they're already trying to learn something new? No, probably not a good time. Not a good time to sign them up. Yeah. I know there's always exceptions to the rule. All right. There's a lady in one of my teams. She's working. She works remotely and she's got 4 children, including one of them is a baby. And she still manages to do this. But can I say that they are exceptional? They're not the norm. All right. But there are lots of people with families where there's too much month left at the end of the money. And they are people that could possibly be open to earning an extra income. Now, where do we come in? A little bit of zest, but please don't look like a lunatic. Don't be too much. Do you know what I mean? You can overdo it, yeah. But you've got to show some like excitement that you're happy about it all. What if inside you're not feeling happy about it all? Well, fake it till you make it. All right? Simple as that. Fake it till you make it. Okay. So, lots and lots of reasons that people reject. So, I'm going to give you some of these. And I haven't heard this one for a very long time, but I know it still is bandied around. Anyone heard it's a pyramid? Do you know what they're doing really? Do you know what they're really doing? They're trying to put you off. That's what that's for. They've heard this somewhere. They haven't got a clue what it means, but oh, this might be the thing that will bring you down to size. Yeah, you're doing something scammy and fake. That's what they're implying, isn't it? Yeah. Well, do you know what I usually do when they say that? I'll say, do you mind me asking, do you know what a pyramid scheme is? I tell you what, I've never had a single person yet that was able to answer it correctly because they haven't got a clue. They don't know. So I usually say to them, well, it was something that was kind of bandied around in the 80s, but in 1987, our government put a ban to what was called pyramid selling, where you could earn a load of money for signing someone up to join a business. It was actually banned and it's illegal and it doesn't operate anymore. It doesn't exist. And you know, that one normally confounds them. Yeah, but you've got one of those things going on, haven't you? Now, if it's a teacher that says that to me, and I say, what, and you're not in a pyramid? So there's a headmaster, possibly two assistant headmasters or mistresses. Then you've got sort of managers. Then you've got heads of department. Then you've got teachers. Then you've got assistant teachers. What, that's not a pyramid where the ones at the bottom are doing the most. You can apply that to the police force, to Tesco's, to anything. Is that true? Yeah. So what they're doing is throwing something at you. I usually answer it with what I've just said, and then I say, do you know what? It was banned, and I'm so glad it was because I belong to something where this company is number 10 in the world of what they call direct selling. In the whole of the world, even though we're the tiniest little country, we are number 10 in the direct selling news. And do you know why? Because what we do is something really good. We show people how to reduce their bills, to get incredible customer service, to have it all nice and simple on one billing platform, and forevermore they're better off. Now, I love what I do, and I love showing people how to show people how to do that. And actually, it's really good because we're dealing with completely 100% regulated services. Is that true? Yes. Regulated telephony services, regulated energy, regulated insurances. So actually, we can't be immoral or illegal. We can't actually do that. So that throws that one out the window. Okay. That is absolutely out of the window. Here's something else you can say to somebody. What do you do now? Ask them the question. What do you do now? Let's say they say, um, let's think of a job. Let's say I'm a financial advisor. I'll say, great. Do you work for anyone? No, I'm kind of self-employed. I subcontract myself. Oh, great. Okay. So now if they say that, I can't answer it the way I was going to, but I would say to them, you know, when you were doing all your exams, and they have to do years of it, don't they? Years and years of exams, flipping hard. You know, the people that were teaching you, do you think if they was to earn 5% royalty off of all the business in the future that you're going to get forevermore, do you think it might have been in their interest to actually perform to make sure you were better at what you learned to do? And they'd probably say yes. And say, oh, well, funny enough, do you know what? That's how this works. We earn some income, a royalty for every month that a customer stays with us. And my upline doesn't earn anything when they brought me in until they actually help me and coach me and mentor me to be able to help customers reduce their bills. How good is that? You've just quashed that out the window. Okay. So what other sort of rejections are there? I haven't got enough time. Okay, you all know the thing that I do? Sheet of paper. Ask them. Put at the top 168 hours in a week and then ask them, how many hours a week do you work? How many hours do you sleep? Allow for um, shopping, cleaning, cooking, all the, I don't know, going to church, social clubs, gym, you name it. Put everything in the mix. It is very rare that you meet anybody that still hasn't got at least 50 hours spare. And when there's 50 hours, you want to see their face. It's a picture. So then I say to them, I say to them, sort of, well, where do you think you're spending most of that time? Ask them that question. And do you know where most of it is? It's either watching the television or it's scrolling on social media. And usually they will admit that. And then you say to them, as that at the moment earns you nothing, and you've told me you need some more, do you think you could prioritize, say, 5 to 10 hours of that 50 to actually making it beneficial for you to achieve and then throw back at them what they said they want to achieve? Now, if they still turn away that they don't want to prioritize, just a tenth or whatever, or 20% of what they've got spare, then this isn't for them. Simple as that. Wrong time. No, they haven't got the wherewithal. Timing is everything. Finding and a lot of the time they'll say things like, I don't like sales. Do you get that? Say, great, you're going to love this because it's not sales. All right. It's different. We show people how to recommend from the heart to help people. And if they turn around and say, I love sales, say, great, you're going to love this because it's like sales. It's just that we recommend it. All right. So there's something else. If they turn around to you and say, oh, what kind of things do they say? Oh, well, I haven't got any friends. I don't know anybody. Now, I'm going to say to you, I think that's probably one of the biggest ones. Is that true? Can I just say, am I allowed to do this tongue in cheek without anybody telling me off? If they've just come off the boat, I'm sorry, no, they won't know anyone because they need to have a circle of life in the UK. Okay? I'm just being extreme. Okay. That's why you've got to interview them. Do you remember the interview questions I did in a previous one? You've got to interview them. You've got to find out what is their circle of life. Who's the most influential person in their life? Who's the most prestigious or person that they know that is really successful? Who do they know in their lives that spends all their time helping other people? These are people that are all really good people for them to know. Oh, all my family's gone. Okay. I'm nearly at that point. I'm losing my family. can I just say, look, not everybody's got a big family. If they have, it's a bonus. It always is not always a bonus. You all know my sister will never be a customer. She couldn't bear it. And all that side of the family, and she's got five grown-up children now, all that side of the family out of bounds. Do you think I've let that bother me? Flipping heck. Imagine if I'd used that one. So, well, how do you do this? Well, unless you're actually a hermit and you never go out the door and you never speak to a single soul and you don't do anything. By the way, if you meet somebody like that, don't even think about signing them up. If they spend their life in and they say, "Oh, I'm quite sort of like I don't really like talking to people," please don't bother. Leave them. You don't want them. All right. They're never going to be able to do this. Is it a prerequisite that they've got to be able to like to have a natter with somebody? Yes. So you then say to them, so do you belong to any clubs, social clubs or anything? Yeah. Oh, you're in a walking club, are you? Oh, brilliant. Oh, so you are in front of people. Yeah, but I can't just speak to them. No, we're gonna coach you how to do it properly, where you don't verbally diarrhea all over them. We don't want you to do that. Timing is everything. Yeah, timing is everything. What about if they say, well, no, I don't really go out much, okay, but I do actually go to church. Oh, you go to church? Wow, lots of people there. In time, with the right coaching, the right tenderness and caring, do you know what? Look, there's people there. You've only got to get a few, and then all of a sudden the referral game kicks in, where do you know what? If they become one of what we call our raving UW fans, wow, they're going to get on and recommend. And we have a referral process in place where when a customer recommends another customer with at least two services, when they're a homeowner, they get £50 off their own bill and the new person gets £50 off their bill. It's a real encouragement. We also have another position, and it's called connector. Wow, now connectors are for people that basically are in front of people a lot. I tell you who could be a good connector, a hairdresser. Oh wow. They therapists, masseurs, beauty. Oh, they have sit-in targets for about 45 minutes, don't they? In fact, anyone go to the hairdressers or barbers? I don't know what the barbers are like, but do you know what? The whole time that I'm being done, she and I are chatting away. I'm asking her questions. She's asking me questions. Yeah, brilliant. They make good connectors. A connector gets half of our upfront customer bonus. I went and saw a lady yesterday and she came from a 20K. She was setting up for the very first time her brand new business at the Dorset Spring Show. And as we were setting up on the Friday night, she had her dad there helping her because she's a single mum, two kids, and she was setting up special pet food. Yeah. And we got nattering. And over the course of the next 2 days, we nattered some more. And while we were nattering, and she said, "Oh, what is it you do?" No, I just I just showed her my bill. And I explained what we did. And she went, "Oh my God, you need to help me." And I made an appointment. Now, it transpired, it took a while because it was only yesterday I saw her. And in fact, um, we did everything. She actually asked me for another SIM card. I want another £50 on my cashback card for free money. And she became a connector instantly. Straight away, she gave me two referrals. Why? Because £50 has now turned into up to 150. And she said, I haven't got time to do what you do. I think it's wonderful what you do. But she said, I'm building my own business. True. She's just starting a new business. And she said, I've got to put all my effort into that. But she said, I come across people all the time. So I reckon I can give you a name or two. There we go. So there we are. So we've got to explain to people there are other ways to do this business. It's not all about our immediate contacts. We could do these events where we reach out to the wider public that we don't know. Some people love going round and saying hello to their neighbours, giving them a letter and then calling back. Some people just love to be part of, I don't know, we call it networking. Some of them are business official, some of them are not so official. Mums have got a fantastic, haven't they? Let's be honest. When they're pregnant, they go off to these breathing classes and they do all this stuff now. And then afterwards, sometimes they keep friends. And then there's all these play dates that they set up. They go to these places where there's climbing frames and everything else, and they meet up. Actually, do you know what? Mums are really good, aren't they? And I'm now going to say this and caveat it. For every mum that sees this as an opportunity, there'll be another mum that will see it as, oh, I haven't got time to do that. Isn't that fascinating? Same training, same coaching, same business, same website. But one says, I couldn't possibly do that. And one says, wow, what an opportunity. Henry Ford said, if you believe you can and you can't, you're right. So how much of it is in there? Oh, it's all about what goes on in there. Lots of people want it handed to them. They want to just show up, do a perfunctory exercise and earn money. Now, what am I talking about there? I'm not on about the 9 to 5s. I'm on about folk that really are not engaged with life and wanting to get on. So this leads me now to the next objections. Do you sometimes find you don't go for what we call the chicken list? Do you know the people that are successful already? Do you know what I'm really pleased about? Is 23 and a half years ago, a chap called Rob Barras didn't see me as a very, very stressed out business sales rep doing 66 hours a week with 3 hormonal teenage daughters, piano lessons on a Wednesday night, dancing on a Thursday night, taking the middle one 3 nights a week to Beefeater and back to do a evening job to support her college work. He didn't see that. He kept to what we're taught. We have UW stories. He had a tape. He gave me a tape and I played that tape, and I'm very glad that he did. So, how many successful people do you know? And you're putting up the objection because you're thinking, no way would they be interested in this. Oh, that's a costly thing to do. I keep hearing of many success stories where they say, don't ignore this profession, that profession, somebody high up. Are you all aware of a chap called Paul that was a chief inspector? He's now a 2-star senior group leader. Thankfully, somebody offered him the opportunity. Chief inspector. Wow. How many of you wouldn't dream of talking to a chief inspector? I wonder how many of you are missing what you're looking for are the needy instead of the greedy. I said it. No, I don't really mean greedy. I mean people that are wanting more out of life. And that was me, because I was stressed to the hilt with my job. As good as it paid me a fantastic wage, I didn't know whether I was coming or going. And this was my freedom ticket to get out of it. But I had to do work. And Rob still keeps saying to me, Lisa, I didn't give you this business. I showed you an opportunity, but you didn't let the things get in the way. You found the positives and not the negatives. Now, I'm going to share with you all, at this moment, I've got some serious negatives flying at me. I've just spent another flipping day in Pool A&E. My dear mum has had another fall. And I have to ensure that they actually look after her, because if anyone's been in A&E recently, I'm afraid I don't have much faith in the NHS anymore because of who it's governed by and who pays it. And so I was there dealing with all this stuff. And I've had endless complaints come in from various partners for me to deal with. And there's nowhere for me to go. It stops at me. It ends with me. And I've got all this stuff coming on. Will I quit? Because would you quit on a successful day? So why would you quit on a bad day? No. So what does that tell you? We're looking for people with determination and tenacity. If Jim Rowan says the birds got them, the weeds got them, anything can get them, if they haven't got that metal at the start, then they're probably not right for this, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to get in the way. And we have to, what's it he says? We have to say, how much of this do we have to put up with? Can I be honest with you all? It doesn't stop. No matter where you are, it does carry on. It's just that we are so well paid for the stuff that's right. It really makes up for it. And it gives us the most incredible freedom and choices. So today it's sweltering. And thankfully, I haven't had to get up, get in my car, go and commute and go and work for somebody else, literally wielding the old whip, telling me what to do. Do you know what? If I wanted to, well, actually, I got up early and I decided to clean at 5:30 because that's the coolest time. So, because it made sense to do stuff like that. But it means I can do what I want to do when I want to do it. And I think if you get to the knuckle of most people, they're looking for that choice, that freedom. Because money isn't the be all end. Yes, we talk about the money. It's just that money is the vehicle that enables us that, listen, once all the bills are paid and you don't have to worry about them, is that not the ultimate freedom? When you don't even have to worry about the next bill coming in. It's not fast cars. It's not endless holidays. I promise you, it's like something happens like it did today. I can drop everything. And it was 11 o'clock, drop everything, fly to Pool A&E because I can. Would a employer be so understanding? No. Not over the last few months, the amount of time I have given over to my mum. There is no way. So we're looking for people. But listen, all those objections they throw at you, what they're doing is they're trying to actually find out what they have to do. They're filtering out the negative that's in their head. And you've got to help them understand the good side of it. Does that make sense? So it's like, often when they're throwing the stuff at you, it's only because they don't know any different. And we've got to say, I hear what you say. Let me ask you a question or two. Let me explain, da, da, da. And then we can help, we can support, we can coach. What we can't do is their business for them. If it feels like you're trying to push a stick of spaghetti up a hill with a pencil, give up. But if they meet you halfway, brilliant. So that in the beginning, it's all about, and I love this analogy, you take 2 steps and I'll take 2 steps. Don't want it more for them than they do for themselves. Yeah, true. Guys, I've got to end it, else it'll go on and on because it's just such a big thing. I hope that was helpful. Next week, we're going to follow on with stuff that comes in regards to customers, and then we'll do stuff that comes in once they're partners, and we'll deal all of that. And carry on enjoying this wonderful heat, and see you all next week.
I'm away for a couple of weeks, Lisa, so I'll see you in 3.
Okay, well, you can watch it online.
I will.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Lisa,
babe.
as always.
Thanks, love.